Very good afternoon, children. Am I audible to you, children? You just write down on message. Yes, ma'am, you write. Am I audible? Gurutva, you write down if I am audible. Just write down yes. Okay, thank you. Today I am going to start this lesson fire, friend and foe. So all of you get ready with your text. So now let me start with this lesson. So this is the lesson. Okay, so we know fire, we have, in fire is both useful as well as dangerous. It is written here, and we know this one, without fire we can't live our life. Okay, and that's why fire is very useful. How it is useful? It is useful for cooking, it is useful for to keep ourselves warm. Okay, and it helps us to solve many of the problem related to the housework. If you are feeling cold in that place, particular places, they are using fire also to keep themselves warm. So fire is very useful in this case, but fire is dangerous when if it is go out of control. Okay, that time it will be very dangerous, and fire can destroy everything. Okay, fire can destroy our beautiful world also. So today we shall know about this only, whether fire is our friend and foe. Friend meaning this one, and foe meaning enemy. Okay, foe meaning here is enemy. So we'll come to know whether this fire is our friend or foe. So what is fire? First question. And how did we discover it, and how do we control it? So now we have to know what is fire and how did we discover. Actually earlier life we didn't have any fire. Okay, people with lots of struggle, they have discovered this one. So now let us start this lesson. I have downloaded PDF here, so if you have books, so you can open it. So now my dear children, my first one is that, okay, so early man didn't know what fire was, but he must have seen the damage it could cause. He must have watched lightning and volcanoes long before he began to use fire himself. Fire was powerful and dangerous, and he was frightened. Okay, earlier, early men, they were not knowing what is fire. Okay. But he must have seen the damage. Damage, of course, he has seen. Wildfire, have you ever seen wildfire in Australia? It was destroyed like anything. Okay, full jungle. So this wildfire is very dangerous. It can destroy everything, and really it's very dangerous. But these earlier men, they must have seen, okay, lightning and volcanoes. Okay, so, and slowly these people, they have learned to use fire himself. Fire was very powerful and dangerous, and he was frightened also. So now next paragraph, fire may be puzzled early man, but we now know that fire is the result of a chemical reaction. Okay, nowadays we have come to know what is fire, what is this and that. Earlier we are not knowing. Okay, what is fire? अभी हम लोग बोल सकते हैं कि fire it is because of this chemical reaction when the oxygen in the air combines with carbon and hydrogen in a fuel. A chemical reaction takes place. Energy in the form of heat and light is released in this process. So this is what we call fire. So अभी fire क्या अभी पता चला अभी now we are starting educating our society, educating ourselves. So we are learning science, we are knowing this and that. That's why now it is discovered that yes, it is because of chemical reaction. How it is? When the oxygen in the air combines with carbon and hydrogen in a fuel, that time this chemical reaction takes place. So this is the very important line. Okay, why? When the oxygen and the carbon, देखो, see, what is fire? Got it? This line. Now next one. 3 things are needed to make fire. Okay, what are the 3 things? Okay, 3 things are needed to make fire. वो 3 things क्या है? Fuel, oxygen and heat. Okay, wood, coal, cooking gas and petrol are some examples of fuel. Okay, fuel, oxygen and heat. Wood, coal, cooking gas and petrol are some examples of fuel. Oxygen comes from the air. Okay, so how do we get fuel? So with the help of this wood, coal, cooking gas. So when we are cooking something, we need this kind of fuel. Without this we can't cook also, isn't it? So 3 things are needed to make fire. अगर fuel नहीं होगा, wood नहीं होगा, coal नहीं होगा, cooking gas नहीं होगा, something we need to support this one. And overall what we need? Oxygen comes. Oxygen is very important. Oxygen comes from the air. That is why when you blow on smoldering paper, it often bursts into flame. The third thing needed to make fire is heat. Fuel and oxygen do not make fire by themselves, or else a newspaper or a stick lying in the open would catch fire on its own. To burn a piece of paper of wood, okay, so we heat it before it catches fire. We generally do it with a lighted match. Every fuel has a particular temperature at which it begins to burn. This temperature is called the flash point or kindling temperature of the fuel. So देखो, what for these 2, if you want to make fire, what are the necessary things we need? So what we need? We need fuel, oxygen, heat. Without this we can't make fire. Okay, and what does the meaning of this was smoldering? It's burning slowly without flame. Okay, so when you blow on smoldering paper, it often bursts into flame. The third thing needed, it makes fire, is heat. So these are the certain things. If we do not get this one, that we can't make fire. Okay, oxygen we are getting from air. And when you blow on smoldering papers, it often bursts into flame. The third thing needed to make fire is heat. Fuel or oxygen do not make fire by themselves. वो अकेले अकेले कुछ भी नहीं करेंगे, or else newspaper or matchstick, we need something, one support we need. Without this we can't make fire. To burn a piece of paper or wood, अगर तुमको piece of paper or wood ऐसा करना, we heat it before it catches fire. Of course, अगर देखो कागज है, कुछ है, अगर it heated है, already warm है, then what will happen? It will catch fire very easily. We generally do it with a lighted match. Every fuel has a particular temperature at which it begins to burn. This temperature is called flash point or kindling temperature of the fuel. So dear children, up to this you have understood this one. एक बार बता दो कि समझ में आया है? हाँ, you understood this one? Very good. Okay, so anybody has got any confusion, you just write it now. If you have any doubt, you just write it now. Yes, so fire is both useful as well as very dangerous, but don't play with fire unnecessarily. Okay, it can destroy our society, it can destroy everything. Okay, so while playing all those things, while handling fire, you have to be very careful, and I must suggest you should do in front of your parents. Okay, so fire is very deadly also. Of course it is very helpful, but I feel very deadly also when you are in a young stage. Okay, so please take very good care of this. I am very scared of fire. I don't know. I am very much scared. So all of you please take very good care of that while using this one. Fire is a very necessary evil. It's a boon as well as curse. Okay, it is without this we can't live, but it can destroy our life also. So you have to be very careful. Okay, this fire, it made our life comfortable, and if we neglect, if we just become careless for a certain moment, that it can destroy our full thing. Okay, that's why we have to be very much careful regarding this fire and all while using. Early man, they were not knowing how to use fire and all. See, okay, chalo. So early men, they were not knowing about how to use this and that, but slowly, gradually they have learnt the use of that. But they have, I hope they have seen many destroy, meaning damage they have seen. Okay, so we have to be very much careful while using this one. Chalo. Now see, it sometimes said that fire is good servant but a bad master. It means that fire is very useful as long as it is kept under control. Yes, this is the most important line. I always support of this line. Okay, fire is a good servant, of course, but a bad master. If it is under control, okay, if it is controlled by the master, then it will be perform very well. But if it goes beyond that control, then it can destroy anything and everything. For instance, we use it to cook our food. Of course, we all are using, warm our homes in winter and to generate electricity. But on the other hand, if fire gets out of control, it can be very dangerous. Okay, so we are using as while cooking and all, of course, yes, very good. Warm our home in winter also, and it generate electricity also. But on the other hand, what it is telling, if fire gets out of control, if we do not control it very judiciously, what will happen? Situation can be very, very dangerous. Do you know, each year thousands of homes and shops are damaged by fire, and vast areas of forest are also destroyed, and hundreds of people are killed or injured. Okay. So each year thousands of homes and shops are damaged by fire. And nowadays we do not have pond, we do not have this facility to provide water then and there. So that's why if anything happens in the marketplace, what will happen? If it starts in one, it will end in more than 100. Nobody can control. People are also dying. It is destroying like anything. Hundreds of people are killed or injured. Okay, because it is very difficult to control. And nowadays what happened? We do not have this much reservoirs and all. We are not storing water also, like earlier we had pond, we had streams, we have small rivers and all those things. And nowadays for our benefit we are cutting wood, this and that, so we can't get water also, and due to that most of the time it happens. And all the time in small narrow roads, fire brigades vehicles are also unable to get inside these streets. Okay, so then they take time to bring pipes and all. So as a result, what happened? It destroyed. Okay, at least they need half an hour to manage all those things, and within half an hour it's more than sufficient for this fire to destroy the 100 and more than 100 and thousands of people and that killed. Okay, so just as three things are needed to start a fire. Okay, so all of you remember, three things are needed to start a fire. What are these? There are three main ways to which a fire can be put out. Okay, if you want to put out, three main ways. So what are these? In each one of the three things needed for burning is taken away. Okay, so now for example, we can take away the fuel if the fire has no fuel to feed on. No burning can take place.